everybody, it's Pokemania time with me, Pokemaniac Rich. Now, I know normally at this point we play a game called Who's New in the Studio? Because we do get a lot of these things, Pokemon plushies. But this week we're going to play a sadder game. It's called Who's Not New in the Studio? Who's missing from the studio? Tweet in, see if you can figure it out. Anybody figured that out already?
Yeah, it's Nate.
It's definitely Dragon Tamer Nate. Unfortunately, this week he's ill. Oh no!
Apparently he's some kind of a rabbit disease.
Yeah, he caught something from a rabbit.
That's all we know.
I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but he couldn't make it. And you know, with Dragon Tamer Nate, if you can't make the Pokemania show, you know he's ill. Mm-hmm. You know there's something wrong. So, anyway, he is listening at home. Nate and his rabbits. Yeah. So please do tweet in, show him some love. He'll be on the Twitter anyway, won't he?
He will. He'll probably be tweeting in. I'm sure he will.
He'll be tweeting. So say hashtag get well soon, Nate. Stop touching those rabbits. Lots coming up for that. So I think I've caught Nate's rabbit thing. Oh no, not good, Nate. Because I saw him on Saturday, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not good." And now I think I've caught it from him. Not great.
He told you about the rabbits.
He did.
On Saturday.
He told me about them on Saturday. We're kidding, Nate. We're kidding. Not really. Anyway, still, it's a shame that he's not here, but never mind, because there's lots of Pokemon stuff to get on with, isn't there? Mm-hmm. I've got you. Emma will be here shortly. We've got Professor Zabe Tom. There he is. Shaking his hand, waving his hand. Still, loads to come up. Here's how you can get in contact with us if you'd like to say stuff about maybe Get Well Soon Nate, maybe I love that really crooked Sylveon poster in the corner, if you can see that. We've got a lot more posters, don't we?
Yeah, we got the official Pokemon magazine,
which I have somewhere.
They seem to be, they're now coming quite regularly, and everyone we get more posters with, so
get ready for it to become Poster Town. Here's how you can get in contact with us anyway. Just talk to us. We'll read it all out on air. That's what we do. We've got Skype. You can Skype us, STUDYVOX FM. Search for that. You can email us, radio@studyvox.com. You can tweet us. We are on @STUDYVOX FM and @Pokemania FM. Say hello on the Twitter. Follow us. We might follow you back. We probably will. We're those kinds of people. You can go onto Facebook, www.facebook.com/Pokemania FM. Hit like. You can enter all our competitions and whatnot there. You can go onto our website, www.pokemaniafm.com. There's a forum there that you can get involved with. Check out all the cool fan art posted in there. It's wicked. And of course, you can text in if you are a UK listener to 60999. Start your text with the word STUDYVOX, then put your message, whatever you'd like. Text do apply at your standard network rating. So remember that. Email's free. Twitter is free. Get on with that. Still to come on the show, we have loads. What's coming up? We've got loads of Pokemon news that we've got to say to everybody. Remember, level 100 certain Pokemon. We've got my Pokemon of the week. Nate's Pokemon card of the week. I know what you're thinking. How's Nate doing his Pokemon card of the week if he's not here? Well, I'm doing it. So it's really Nate's Pokemon card of the week, narrated shoddily by me and James.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that one.
It's going to be serious. We've also got a regular quiz. Nate's taking part from home. And we've got a battle, two-part battle, which also ties into our Poke Essentials.
Yeah, with our new, the new expansion, well, the new Pokemon decks, released decks.
Well, you see, I don't want to say anything because I don't know whether Nate's put that in the news or not.
Oh, okay.
Because I haven't.
You know that I can't find my glasses, so reading the news is going to be really difficult, right? I'm just looking at this going, it's just white with black dots. We'll be fine.
I'll do all the news, so to make it less like I'm talking a lot, can you intersperse with a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that.
That's exactly...
I can do that.
What I require
doing.
With me. And we have our competitions, which I think we should probably start off with. How do you feel about that? So our regular competitions are, as I'm sure a lot of you know, hashtag caption, which is our caption contest, and hashtag WTP, who's that Pokemon. So we're going to kick off. These are ways for you to win wonderful prizes, mostly booster packs, from the previous, because we've still got some to get rid of. Hang on, I'm going to find them.
He has got them somewhere.
There we go. Big box of cards, the Plasma Storm. expansion. Got loads of booster packs to give away from that. And we'll be doing more competitions later on. But anyway, let's go with who's that Pokemon first. Now this is where you tell me what Pokemon I'm about to show you. Simple. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But, you know, some people do get it wrong. Not a lot of people, but some people do get it wrong. Here it is. It's coming up on your webcam now.
Who is that Pokemon?
I don't know. That's why I need you to tell me.
That Beedrill looks different.
That Beedrill definitely does look different. Now, like I said, there's plenty of ways for you to get in contact with us. Do it on Twitter, Facebook. All the competition should be knocking about on Facebook at some point. So look forward to that. If you let me know what Pokemon that is and you get it correctly, what will happen is your name will be put into the Pikachu hat, which is like the sorting hat, but cooler, I'm going to say. And here it is, the Pikachu hat. It's upside down because it's already got names in it. And I will draw later on in the show, not for this competition, but I will, at some point, I will draw a name from that hat. And if that name is yours, you will win the wonderful prize that is whatever Pokemon that is, and a TCG booster pack from the Plasma Storm expansion. Aren't we nice? So you'll win that Pokemon card, Beedrill, and the pack from that, which contains 10 cards from the Plasma Storm expansion. Good cards. Maybe you'll get some, well, you will get some Team Plasma cards in there. And you also get an online redeemable code that gets you 10 online cards that you can add to your TCG online, which I highly recommend you do, as it's awesome. That's what you win, so good luck, everybody. I should point out that last week's competitions are closed. All the names are in the Pikachu hat, ready. So let's move on to our next competition, which is hashtag caption, or the caption contest. Hang on, what does Nate normally do? James has found his glasses, success. What does Nate normally do for... Can you pretend to be Nate?
Yeah, I'll pretend to be Nate.
You know,
who's that Pokemon? It's normally what he does, isn't
We've
it?
just done
Oh, we've done that one. Okay, what's this one?
Caption.
Caption contest.
I like it. I like it. So here's our caption. Now I know we've done muck captions before, but this one's just funny.
That one is pretty funny.
What's going on there? All you need to do is add your funniest You know what makes that for me? It's Professor Oak's face in the background.
Just scratching his head.
Oh dear.
Why didn't you describe what's going on for our audio only listeners?
Oh, if you're listening audio only, what is happening is they're in some form of outdoor arena. I'm not quite sure where they are because there looks like a brick wall behind them, but there's trees and grass. So I'm going to go with some form of indoor park. And Jessie is in the process of being knocked down by a rampant muck, while Professor Oak looks forlornly onwards. That's what's going on. So if you can think of something amusing for that, all captions will be taken seriously. And basically, the funniest, the most Pokemon knowledge related will win, again, a booster pack from the Plasma Storm expansion. Good times. I'd like to point out in the studio there's been a lot of weird noises, a lot of coughing from me. Emma's sneezing.
There's been a phone of that's been dealt with. That's been dealt with as well.
Right, good. So there we go. Those are our competitions. I'll be reading out last week's winners at the end of the show, once I've decided who they are. So now it's time for our first section of the show. Nate not being here, I have to try and do this all myself. Outrageous. But keep tweeting in, and that's Pokemania Weekly. So I've no idea how I'm going to do Pokemania Weekly. Because it's just me. He'll give me a hand in a minute. What have you guys been up to Pokemon-wise this week? Lots of things. As last week we got our 1,000 followers. It's now considerably higher than 1,000. Me and Nate now need to go and get tattoos. Unfortunately, with Dragon Tamer Nate being unwell, that hasn't happened yet, but it will very shortly. As soon as he's well and ready.
It's just being sorted out.
Well and ready to have massive amounts of needles poked into his side.
He loves it.
He loves that.
He loves his needles.
So what have you been up to this week, Pokemon-wise, James?
Really, I've been playing a bit of Pokemon Conquest.
Oh, yeah. You got that. How good?
Been enjoying that. Yeah, it's been good. I haven't been able to put as much time into Pokemon as I'd like to this week. But I did have a little go on the TCG. I've got a deck now on there that is currently unbeatable. It's done 16 matches, no one's beat it yet.
Nice.
Though Nate did beat it, but it wasn't using that deck.
What?
I was using a different deck.
So it's not that deck.
No, but it's very similar.
Oh, okay.
But I've made a few changes to it.
Well, you can't like every time you lose, then replace one card in your deck and go, it's a completely different deck.
No, but every time I lose,
I've changed Potion to Pokeball. It's a completely different deck.
See, what I do is every time I lose, I figure out why I lost, and then I make an alteration to fix that.
Oh, okay.
And that's how the deck's been going.
Oh, so James uses losing not as a disheartening fact, but as a
lesson.
As a lesson. It is necessary to lose to prove that you can win more often. That's right there. Quote from James Plester that I just made up.
Yeah, that's definitely a quote I just made up.
Cool Trainer James.
You just made up.
I just made up. So that's cool. So I've been playing Pokemon Black and White 2 again.
Okay.
Because I kind of brushed it to the side once I completed it, as I had more important things to do at the time. I know. I don't mean that in a bad way. When I say more important things to do, I mean more black and white, catching them all orientated things to do. But since I did that, I thought I'd start it again and play through it again. So I've got my first 2 badges and I've just got to Castalia City.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realise, it got completely lost on me, but there's nothing quite as fun as when you actually throw a Pokeball and then watching it, do that thing where it does 3 times. Oh.
Yeah, and hoping it's going to catch it.
Yeah, I hadn't done that in a while.
So just a feeling of doing it.
Yeah, and then when you get it, you're like, yeah, come on, I've got that Beedrill or Diglett, or like the last Pokemon I caught was a Growlithe, which is what I like about Black and White 2. There's just like loads of cool Pokemon hiding about that you can catch wherever. I'm just like, cool. It's not just necessarily like my team at the minute. All 6 of them. There's only one that's from the Black and White games. And that's the what?
Yeah, there does seem to be a lot of the older ones to be able to catch in Black and White too, compared to Black and White.
Yeah, I've got a Coughing, I've got a Growlithe, I've got a Flappy. What else have I got? I've got a Riolu and another Pokemon that I can't remember.
2 off the top of my head that aren't for Black and White: Alakazam and Wailord.
Yes.
And that's what I'm currently going. We've had a tweet from Nate telling you what he's been doing this week.
Oh, let me know, Nate.
He says, this week I finished the Elite Four on Emerald and started Gold. Woo! Also put all my old TCG cards into albums.
See what happens when you're ill? You get so productive, Pokemon-wise, don't you? Well, there you go. Because normally he's not ill, so he doesn't put all his old TCG cards into albums. Album?
I don't know.
Well, and I know he's got a lot of old TCG cards.
Nate actually brought his collection in last week. I don't know if he tweeted it. I think he did. And he laid it all out on the table down here. He sorted it all into type. No, I think it was all into types. He sorted it into, and he just covered the whole table.
Types would be mad. Wouldn't he sort them all into like sets, like base sets, whatever?
Yeah, that's a good point, Nate. Why didn't you do that?
Nate Craddock.
Well, if you're still ill, you know what you can do.
Find any rare ones, Nate? Find any rare ones?
Any you've forgotten about? I know he has a special tin that just hold the X's.
Yeah.
I've seen the tin.
Let us know if you guys have looked through all your old TCG cards, found any rare ones, or if you haven't done it but know you've got them stashed away somewhere, like in the loft. Why would you have them in the loft?
Yeah, why aren't you playing with them? Yeah, what's that?
Get them out. Put them on your bed, sleep next to them. That's what don't make that noise.
Okay.
But if you guys have found any of your old TCG cards, you want to take any pictures, send them in, let us know. We'll do our best to get them out. Maybe put them in our fan section.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do here at Pokemon.
Any of your Pokemon-related merchandise, all of your Pokemon bits.
Pokemon bits.
I don't know, plushies or cards or anything like that. Just take a photo of all of the ones you've got, send them in.
Yeah, do it. And we'll put them in our fan section. Because we love that. We absolutely love that. And I'll be doing that, actually.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Nate's just tweeted in saying the cards he brought down last week, which covered the whole table, were just from the Black and White series. All his, that was not all his cards. That was just the Black and White series cards.
Well, you know what's really going to annoy Nate? Because what we're going to do right now, I should point out that with the release... what time's the news? 20. We've got 5 minutes. We're good.
We've got 5 minutes.
With the release of the new Plasma Freeze expansion, me and you came out yesterday. Me and you went and purchased the Fiend X.
Yes, we did.
Which we'll be talking more about later. But we also got a couple because we thought it'd be fun, and I literally had to convince James not to open them on the spot because we're going to open them live now.
Yes, we are. We are going to do that.
Times.
Is that our closest camera? It is, isn't it?
That is our closest camera. So on the front, I'm going to hold these up. Come with me, microphone. Hello, everybody. We've got cool Thunderous, Absol, and a pretty cool looking Bishop. So we're going to open these live. I'm going to open one now. Ready. Let's see what everyone... Wow, I'm stood up. I'm really close. How's everybody liking me being this close? Yes. So I've got a Pawniard. I don't know how well you can see these, but I'll do my best. A Rattata. Cool card. Grimer. Some of these I've seen before. Dino, I don't know how it's called. Vanillite. Oh! He looks cool. Someone looks pretty cool. Shiny Crocodile. Team Plasma Shiny Crocodile. Fun stuff. Piston Headbutt. That's a great name for a move. And another shiny. Shiny Chandelure. Team Plasma. Wow. That's cool. Ability, Flare Navigate. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may search your deck for a fire energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon. If you do, put 1 damage counter on that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Cool. Vaporeon, Team Plasma. That's 3
Nice.
Team Plasma cards. Nidorina. And an Octowl. And my online redeemable code. That's 1 pack. That's not 3 Team Plasma cards in 1
That's pretty good.
pack. I'm not going to argue.
I'm going to have a look at these
Do you
while
wanna-
you're
do you wanna
showing.
do
No,
this?
you can keep going, Rick.
Right,
I'll
I'm
let
going
you
to do
the
Absol
honors.
now. This is fun. We should do this more often. Well, I should. Again, Rattata. Let's have a look. Grimer. This is a very, very similar along the same lines. Nidoran. Female. Did I get a Nidorina or a Nidorino?
What, in this
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
I'll let you know. You keep going.
Timpole. That's like you. Timpole.
Nidorina, you got.
Nidorina.
Nidorina.
Cool, now I've got my Nidoran to evolve it from. Dino. Krokorok, shiny, and I got my Crocodile. Happy days! And another Crocodile, but not shiny this time.
Oh.
Shadow Triad. Now that's a cool cool supporter card. You'll find out why later, but place a Team Plasma card from your discard pile into your hand. Handy stuff. And Vanillish.
Nate's saying this is killing him. He wants to open.
Oh, well this will kill you even more, Nate. Dragonair! Dragon card. He looks cool.
Nice.
Good stuff. There you go. Do you want to look for
I'll
it?
look after these.
And one more to do.
Ooh, what's it going to be?
Oh.
You're going to get an X.
Oh, I hope so. Nidoran male. Mankey. Yamask. Beldum. I've seen a lot of these cards before. Chinchu. Shiny Kakuna. Kakuna Matata. Everybody loves a shiny Kakuna. Nidoqueen. Did I just get the Nidoran female evolution line from 3 separate packs?
Nice.
Yes, I did. Jolteon, Team Plasma Jolteon. I love this card, and I'll show you why later in the show. Execute, cool. Let's have a look at his ability. Propagation, once before your turn, before you attack. If this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put this Pokemon in your hand. That's cool. Oh, that is really cool. Onyx! Wow, that's a lot of energies. But it's quite cool. Swing around, takes 1 rock, 1 fighting, or rock, or whatever it is. Flip 2, and then 3 colourless. Flip 2 coins, this attack does 60 damage times the number of heads. That's going to take down a lot of cards. And then my online redeemable cards. A lot of Team Plasma cards there,
A lot of Team Plasma.
but no EXs.
Next time.
Maybe next time, but I do have the shiny Ho-Oh, so never mind. Right, it's now time for the news.
I can do this now. I got my glasses.
Do you want to do news 1?
I'll do news 1.
Actually, no. You do news. Yeah, you do news.
I'll
1.
do news 1. Okay. The next expansion in the Black and White TCG series has been released, which was pretty obvious because we just opened some packs. Plasma Freeze hit the store in Europe and USA yesterday, along with 2 new theme decks. More on these later in the show.
Woo!
Show image number 1
Nate,
and 2.
Nate, that was pretty presumptuous.
Yeah. I'm reading everything Nate's put, including all the stuff in brackets.
You mean the stuff only for Tom?
Yeah, the stage directions for Tom. Show image 1 and 2. Okay. The 2-pack blister pack from Plasma Freeze feature either a shiny Electrode or a Galaxy Shiny reprint of Moltres, seen in Next Destinies. Each blister pack also contains a Reshiram / Zekrom coin. Show image number 3 and 4.
I love it. This is how it was meant to be read.
This is how Nate intended it. The free pack blister packs from this series comes with either a Druidigon or Landorus promo card, both of which were also promos in Japan. These blister packs will contain 3 boosters from the set and a Plasma Emblem coin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the new coins we got from the themed decks that we may or may not have bought and may or may not be showing you later.
Mm.
We're not very good at this suspense.
No, we gave that away too early.
News number 2. The first screenshots of the newly announced title Pokemon Tretter Lab for 3DS has been released, and we also have some new information on the game. Mm. Cool. This is a new 3DS Pokemon game.
Oh, okay.
Excellent stuff, much like, Conquest and Mystery Dungeon. We know that this game is going to have 3 different modes. The first mode is known as the Tretter Analyzer, which shows you the Pokemon from the Tretter Puck scanned in, and its stat and type. This second mode is the Type Checker, which allows you to compare 2 Pokemon and see if the type combination matches up. Third mode is Auto Battle, where you can scan in 2 Tretter Pucks and it will automatically show them battle. The game, shipping on August the 10th, quite a while away then, is a digital download game distributed via a code and is shipped with the scanner, a base for 3DS and 3DS XL, and 3 Pokemon Tretter Pucks, Eevee, Mewtwo and Lucario. They ain't bad Pokemon. With a Petri Puck as a pre-order bonus. So, if you want that, pre-order it now. Or whenever it's available to be pre-ordered. Go on, news free.
News free? Oh, that's me, isn't it? Yep, sorry. I'm not used to reading the news. Okay, showing image 7, Tom. The next Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi tournament is now open for registration. This Wi-Fi competition, the 2013 Spring Friendly, is a 4th international tournament for Black and White 2. Unlike usual, this competition in a single battle limited to all Pokemon within the Unova Pokedex, including legendaries.
Hello!
Ooh. It is separated into 3 divisions, Junior, Senior, Master, with places not determined outside of Japan. Registration runs from today until May the 16th, 2013, while the tournament itself runs from May the 17th to May the 20th. All entrants will receive a C-Gear for Black Kyurem and White Kyurem.
That's cool. So that's it. Registration ends next week today. But I wonder how many level 100 Deoxyses we'll see in that.
Yeah.
Being as you can go online and...
download yours right now.
Yeah, get you level 100 Deoxy. It might prove helpful in this competition. Well, no, it's not, because... No, of course, you can't, if it's only black and white.
Oh, it's Unova region only.
Yeah, so you won't be able to use that level up. Clever Pokemon...
If you had the Genesect, if you did get the Genesect when that was available, you'd be able to use that.
Yeah. I wonder how many of my... how many level 100 full EV trained Pokemon I have from the Unova region. I've got Volcarona.
Interesting they're allowing legendaries though.
Yeah.
Because that's just going to make it interesting.
I don't know though, because you can't... You'd have to specifically catch your legendary and then EV train it, which most people wouldn't have done because they know that they can't be used in competitions. Mm. So I don't know. Ooh, I wonder how many legendaries you'll see. I'm sure somebody's got a team of 100 legendaries
EV trained.
Yeah.
See, I've got my Victini from when I was able to get that, because that's Unova Pokedex. But I don't think I EV'd it.
I wouldn't use Victini either.
I don't think I EV'd it. Yeah.
I don't know.
What are we going to do?
Zekrom and Reshiram, usable, and they're very good Pokemon. And of course, Black and White Kyurem.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Huge. So we'll probably see a lot.
And everyone's going to have one of those. So.
Yeah. You'll see a lot of Black and White Kyurems coming up. Anyway, I'm going to give it a go. I'll give that a go. Why not? I'll register tonight. Get ready to play. Get my team. I'm sure I can. If I don't have a team ready, I can do one in a week, I'm sure. I'm that kind of guy. I've got nothing else going on in my life, so...
Nice.
And Nate's ill, so surely he'll be able to sort that out. So that was the first part of the news. cool stuff. We've got our theme deck battle coming up, so I'll just do a little something before that starts. Is that ready to be played?
Of course.
So these are the new theme decks from the Plasma Freeze expansion, and they do contain a lot of the evolutions. Hang on a minute, I'm just going to grab them.
No problem. Yeah, we played this earlier, and yeah, it's interesting that there's...
Oh, they're on the webcam right now.
They're on the webcam right now.
I've actually got the boxes.
There they are. We've got the actual boxes here, but...
So we've got the first one, which contains Leafeon, and that's the Psy Crusher deck. Now that sounds a lot better than whatever the last one, the Shadow Claw and the...
Yeah, sometimes I think they're just like, it's a last minute decision. Yeah. Well, we're going to put on the side of the box, and they're just like, I don't know, just Psy Crusher?
Psy Crusher, I don't know.
Psy Crusher's alright, yeah.
So that's got Leafeon in it, but it's also got Espeon, which are your evolutions, and they're Team Plasma versions. And then we've got the Frosty Ray, which has your Glaceon and Vaporeon and Jolteon in it.
So you get 3 EV evolutions in one,
and 2 in
and only 2 in the other. Well, that's not fair.
So we're missing Umbreon and we're missing Flareon.
Yeah, but...
Well, the reason being is Glaceon and Vaporeon are both water types, so
yeah.
you can get away with that by using the water energy, whereas there's no double types.
Yeah, because they haven't added Ice type in the TCG games yet, so...
Now, I know what you're thinking. Leafeon versus Glaceon. If Glaceon's water type, then surely that's not going to be good. But Glaceon's weakness is steel, not grass or electricity. So we're fine. But anyway, tell you what, we've done a little battle. It's quite a long battle this week.
It's quite a long battle.
Using these 2 decks, giving them a try. So I'll play you that very shortly. I'm just going to quickly give a run through of what's in the 2 decks, just so we know. So in the Psy Crusher, we've got 2 Leafeons, 2 Espeons, 4 Eevees, very good, 1 Kofiagrus, 2 Yamask, 1 Beedrill, 2 Kakuna, 2 Weedle. So the 1 Beedrill, everyone's happy about that. Everyone's happy about seeing Beedrill.
Yeah. I do like Beedrill. 2
Weedles, 2 Tricos, 2 Matangs, 2 Beldums, no Metagross, which is unfortunate, 2 Grimers, 1 Muck, 2 Staravia, 2 Starly, 2 Team Plasma Ball, 1 Team Plasma Grunt, 1 Shadow Triad, which is a good card, 2 Pokemon Communicators, 1 Potion, 2 Energy Retrievals, 2 Energy Searches, 1 Superior Energy Retrieval, 2 Psychic Energy, and 8 Grass Energy. And in the other one, we've got 2 Glaceon, 2 Vaporeon, I'm just going to read them, Jolteon, Eevee, Vanillux, nice, Vanillish, Vanillite, Electrode and Voltorb, Raticate, Rattata, Noctowl, Hoot Hoot, Pachirisu, Cryogonal, Team Plasma Ball, Team Plasma Grunt, Shadow Triad, Energy Search, Energy Retrieval. The energies and no, sorry, the trainer cards seem to be very similar with both, but of course it is an EV evolution deck. Anyway, let's see how they get on. Nate's happy about Beedrill.
Before we go into it, I was going to say Nate's happy about Beedrill. The other thing is, there was one Pokemon card that I thought was absolutely terrible that was in the deck I played.
Is it Staravia?
Staravia. What was that? What was that? For a stage 1 Pokemon, I was just I'm disappointed.
And you don't get Staraptor with it as well.
Yeah, you're stuck there, and its main move hurts itself. It's terrible.
Its only move hurts
itself.
It's
terrible.
Well, as with all theme decks, in my opinion, entirely too many Pokemon, not enough.
Not enough energies.
Not enough energy for you. Well, actually, that becomes, well, maybe it becomes...
Don't give that away.
But again, it's still a very good place to start, and it is a good place to get all your EV evolutions, because they can be quite handy against EXs, and I'll tell you more about that later. But for now, how about me versus James, Pokemon Card Battle of the Week?
Let's see that.
Part 1.
Bye! Pokemon Battle. Shaking hands, obviously, it's the best way to start. And shuffling the decks. Again, these decks were pre-shuffled. We're just doing it for... I dropped an energy card terrible times. Right, dealing out our 7 cards, as per usual. Covering up my sexy face with my prize cards. I am battling James, who is, of course, taking over Nate's position. Right, flipping a coin to find out who goes first. I've called Tails. Tails it is. I'm going first. Right. There goes my one only benched Pokemon, and it looks like James has only got the 1 benched Pokemon. At least I've got one. Let's see. Eevee versus Grimer, interesting. Eevee's first move, Growl, means Basically, any damage done by attacks will be reduced by 20, and then quick attack, 2 energy, flip a coin. If heads, this does 10 more damage. James's Grimer has Lure Poison and Sludge Toss. Sludge Toss requires quite a lot of energies, and that Psychic. 1 Psychic, 2 colourless. So let's see what's going on. I've pulled out a Voltorb, put that on my deck. Voltorb Rollout requires 2 energies, and I've energy carded up my Eevee, and I use Growl, so he can't attack me. It doesn't matter. He's attached an energy card to his Grimer, but he's got a Starly and a Weedle on his bench. Weedle interesting because in this deck, of course, he can get Beedrill, and Beedrill's quite a cool Pokemon. 2 energy cards on my Eevee. Flipped a coin, got my head, so that's 20 damage. It would have only been 10 if I got Tails. So it's James's go now. He's drawn a card. Adding another Grass energy, but he needs the Psychic really to do any damage. I've got another energy. I've got quite a lot of energies in my hand right now. It's not great, but there we go. Done another quick attack. That's another 20 damage. James is hoping that he'll be pulling out his only muck of the deck, which has Poison Suction and Sludge Crash. Wicked move. Sludge Crash requires 4 energies, 2 Psychic and 2 colourless. He can't really do much because he doesn't have any Psychic energies yet, so it's my go. I've pulled out Pachirichu, or whatever it's called. I've added another energy to that. Done my other quick attack, got the head, so it's another 20 damage. Grimer only has 70 HP, so 1 more hit and he's going down. Here's a Pokemon Communicator going out. He shows me a card, and that's a Starly. He's put it on top of his deck, and now he gets to pick any Pokemon he wants out of his deck. I have a feeling, he's got a Kakuna on there that he's looking for his Beedrill. Only the 1 Beedrill, though. It looks like he's searching through his deck, looking for any card. Beedrill or Muck, I'm assuming he'd go for. Apparently, at this point, he cannot find Beedrill, so it must be in his prize cards. Controversial. What's he going for? Definitely going through those cards. Make your mind up, James. There we go. Here's Muck. Big bad boy. Team Plasma cards, of course. 100 HP. Poison Suction. If the defending Pokemon is poisoned, heals 60 damage from this Pokemon. Really helpful. And Sludge Crash. What's going on there? Flip a coin until you get Tails. For each heads, discard an energy card attached to the defending Pokemon. So Muck, Team Plasma Muck is a right pain. But anyway, it's fine. I'm quick attacking with my Eevee. That's a Tail, so it's only 10 damage. Not great. But I've got another Eevee out on my deck. On my bench, ready. Energy card up. So James is using 60 damage to my Eevee, which has knocked my Eevee out. I'm not too worried because I do have quite a cool energy card, Superior Energy Retrieval, which discards 2 cards from my hand. If I can't discard 2 cards, I can't play it. But basically what I do is I put 4 basic energy cards from my discard pile into my hand. So I'm not too bothered about losing those 2 electricity cards. Got myself Voltorb out there. Rollout does 20 damage. He's fully energy carded up for that. 90 damage on Muck. He's only got 10 damage left. Let's see what he can do. But James has of course, revealed a crucial prize card. Done the same move again. Poison Suction. Poison Suction sounds really odd. But taking down my Voltorb. Another prize card for James. Pachirichu comes out. Energy carded up. Ready to use Electric Tail. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralysed, not paranoid. That would be weird. I've used that card right there. Is Team Plasma Ball. Search your deck for a Team Plasma Pokemon, reveal it and put it in your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. So, as you can see, I've now just found my Team Plasma Jolteon, which is a sweet Pokemon. Let's have a look at him. Pin Missile, 1 energy, flip 4 coins, this attack does 20 damage times the number of heads. Potential of 80 damage there, that's cool. And it's only got 1 retreat cost. And then it has Electro Diffuse, which is 1 electric, 1 colour. If the defending Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, that Pokemon can't attack during the opponent's next turn, and that does 40 damage. So that's really cool, especially if you're coming up against EX cards. The problem is, Oh, that's annoying. My prize card was a Jolteon. After just searching my deck for a Jolteon using that Team Plasma card, that's a pain. Anyway, my Pachirichu did do 10 damage to Muck, so Muck went down. James's go. Outcome is Kakuna. Kakuna's move Hide means if you flip a coin, if you get heads, then your opponent can't do any damage to this Pokemon during the next turn. So that is quite a pain, but it can't do any damage, and it's got 80 HP. So here he goes. He's using his Hide. Flip that coin. That's a Tails. I can still do damage to him. So there we go. Jolteon evolved. Eevee evolved into Jolteon, sorry. And then I've got Shadow Triad, which is another one of these Team Plasma cards. It's a supporter, and it means put a Team Plasma card from your discard pile into your hand. So I'm going to go and get that just used Team Plasma Ball. So I can go and find myself another Team Plasma card. And of course, all the evolutions in these two decks, whether it be Jolteon, Vaporeon, Espeon, Glaceon, Leafeon, they're all Team Plasma cards. So it's a very handy supporter card to have in the use of these decks. Got a Hoot Hoot on my deck, out on my bench. Not much I can do. Here we go, James's go. Coins are really cool. Deoxys on them. He's got another Weedle out. And a Trico on his bench. He's used Hide, didn't do anything. Right. He's had bad flipping results, James. Going to use my Team Plasma Ball again. Search my deck for a Team Plasma card. I'm probably going to bring out an Evolution. Other Team Plasma cards in this current deck include Cryogonal, Raticate, Vanillux, I believe. I could be wrong on that. Glaceon, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Raticate. No. James has Espeon, Leafeon, Muck. There we go. There's my Glaceon. Shiny Glaceon. Glaceon, wicked card, especially against... it's just really cool. Its ability is Free Zone. The retreat cost of all your Team Plasma Pokemon are now 2 energy less, which is really helpful. And then Icy Wind, 1 water, 2 colourless. The defending Pokemon is now asleep, 60 damage, really cool. I've paralysed Kakuna. But Kakuna's back to normal, as is paralysis. But with a Jolteon on my bench, and I've got Glaceon in my hand, I just need another Eevee. I'm not too worried about this, I'm looking good. James hasn't got his Beedrill or any of his Evolutions at the ready. So what I've done is I've retreated my Pachirisu, discarded one of the cards. Only the 1 energy card on Jolteon, but still I'm not bothered because I've got Pin Missile, so I get to flip 4 coins. Let's see what happens. 1 head, that's 20 damage. Tails, another Tails, and a head. So that is 40 damage onto that Kakuna. I just need to do another 40.
Up, that's where we're finishing it for there. 40 damage onto Kakuna. Yeah, you're quite upset about not having your Beedrill out yet.
I'm so upset. I was so looking forward to just getting Beedrill out. It might still happen though, there's another half.
But we know that it's in your prize card because you couldn't find it through your deck.
Yeah.
How are you finding the deck so far?
It's all great. Well, apart from the lack of energies, and what's the other one that wasn't great? Oh, the one I mentioned earlier. What's his name?
Staravia.
Staravia. Yeah.
Not really seen him that much yet.
No, not really seen him yet. But yeah, not great. Not impressed. The fact that Trico, I think it's Trico, so I said, one of the other Pokemon that I have, has the exact same move, and it's a stage 1, and it's a basic as that stage 2. It's just yeah, it kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
Well, I'm just looking through this Pokemon the official magazine. Just flicking through it. That's what I like to do. If you haven't subscribed for it, I recommend it. They do a similar section, which I'm not saying that they stole from us at all. But if you can see that. It's a fan art section. I'll bring it closer. See what I mean? They stole that from us, so they do fan art that people send in. So you might as well, if you are doing fan art, send it in to both us and
This is, bear in mind, this is the Pokemon official UK magazine, so there might be a different one if you're in another part of the world. This is the UK one, which you can subscribe through for, I think the website's myfavouritemagazines.com, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you just Google it, you'll find it, but and it's pretty cheap as well. So we're getting that mainly for the posters, because we get new posters every week, or every month.
Serious cakes. That's what we enjoy. Okay, so the second half of that battle will be coming up shortly in the show. Still loads to come in the show. We've got the quiz, Nate's Pokemon card of the week, the second half of that battle, the fan section, Poke Essentials, all that, recaps on competitions. But now it's time for...
Keep going.
It's time for our next section, which I'm hoping you can set up for me.
I can try.
Which, yeah, anyway, let's do a quick recap on how people can get in contact with us. See, it's going smoothly, guys. We don't need Nate. We don't need Nate.
We don't need Nate. Nate, you know what? If Nate hadn't have touched that rabbit, literally, then maybe I'd be doing better in the battle, or he would be doing better in the battle.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, if you do want to get in contact with us, you can tweet us at Pokemania FM or at STUDYVOX FM. You can email us radio@studyvox.com. You can text in 60777. Start your text with the word STUDYVOX, then your message. You can go over to Facebook, www.facebook.com/Pokemania FM, or you can go onto our website, www.pokemaniafm.com. So now it's time for our next section,
which is
Pokemon of the Week.
No,
you
apparently
can't
I
just
do
press that. You can now.
Hey,
What have
this
you
is
done?
Frizzy Voices. You're listening to Pokemania with Nate and Rick on STUDYVOX FM.
Cool. Right, it's now time for my Pokemon of the Week. I wonder which Pokemon it could be. Well, I know, but I'm sure you guys don't. Now, I went for an interesting one this week, as I've been trying to go through types that I wouldn't normally go for. For example, last week I had Roserade, and the week before that I had Muck. It's all about interesting Pokemon you wouldn't expect to see, but you can still use. The reason behind that being is in competitions there are your staple Pokemon that you see a lot of, and people then have tactics for these Pokemon when they see them. There's a lot of thinking about it. So if you can think about going for Pokemon that you normally wouldn't see, then you might have a better chance of being able to out-tactic your opponent. So with that in mind, these are why I've gone for this Pokemon. And I'm not normally a big fan of flying. So my Pokemon of the week this week, in fact, let's see if you can figure it out by its Pokedex description. If one utters a deep cry, many Murkrow gather quickly, for this is called Summoner of Night. The Murkrow might have given it away. Of course, my Pokemon of the week this week is Honchkrow. Let's see an image of that. There he is. Hello, Honchkrow. Honchkrow is a dark and flying type Pokemon, which is interesting because weakness-wise, it leaves it with electricity, ice, and rock, ×2. It's got no ×4, which isn't too bad. And of course, it being flying, you've got 0 resistance to ground. With it being dark, you've got 0 resistance to psychic, so ground and psychic moves won't be doing any damage to you. So it can be quite good at taking down your psychic Pokemon. Of course, with it being flying and dark as well, there's a lot of things that it is going to be effective against, like fighting, which is good, and things onwards, and psychic and cool things like that. Now, to evolve it from Murkrow, you need to get yourself a Dusk Stone, which can be tricky to get a hold of, but I'm sure you can search and find a way of doing it. Now, the reason I've gone for it is its stats are not bad at all. Special defense is 52, but if you're coming against psychic Pokemon, that's not really a problem because they're not going to be effective against you anyway. And its defense is 52, so you really don't want to be taking a lot of damage as this Pokemon. Its speed is 71, so it's not exactly the quickest thing, but its other stats are quite nice. For example, its HP is 100, that's not bad. Special attack is 105, that's not bad. But its attack is 125, so that's quite nice. So you want to be EV training your attack, definitely.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, thank you. And then you might want to think about where you're going to put your other EVs. Maybe in speed if you want it to go quickly, knowing that you're not going to be able to take a lot of damage with that terrible defense and special defense. Now, when it comes to moves, you really need to plan what you're going to do with your Murkrow before you evolve it into Honchkrow, because Murkrow does learn a lot of moves that can be helpful. It's got Pursuit, Haze, Wing Attack, a solid 60 attack, physical move, Flying, so you get your same type attack bonus. You got your Nightshade, then you can learn Assurance, Taunt, Feint Attack, Foul Play, which is a nice dark physical move, 95 damage, 100% accuracy. The physical turns the target's power against it. The higher the target's attack stat, the greater the damage. Now that is a really nice dark move to be using. You'll get your same type of attack bonus with it as well. You get Tailwind, Flying, which beasts the speed of all party Pokemon for a couple of turns, so that can be helpful as a tactic to use in your battles. You got Sucker Punch, 80 attack, physical. The move enables the user to attack first. If it fails if the target is not readying attack, however. So that can be helpful to get around the speed thing. Torment, you get Quash. Everybody loves Quash. Remember Quash from last week?
Quash, yep.
Dark move. People are loving the
real life one.
The fan art and things like that. It is quite a creepy looking Pokemon, I'll admit. But so you want to be waiting until you get to at least like 65 with your Honchkrow, with your Murkrow, before evolving it into Honchkrow. 65 is when it learns its last move. But then at 75, it learns Dark Pulse as Honchkrow, not as Murkrow. But I wouldn't worry about it because you still got your Foul Play, which is a nice move. Now, the reason you haven't really got that many flying attacks. But if you can egg move it, or you can go to a move tutor in Pokemon Black and White 2, which I definitely would recommend, and you need to get the move Sky Attack, which is a flying move. It's a second turn attack move where the critical hits land more easily, and it may also cause the target to flinch, which is great, because everybody loves a flinching Pokemon. And it's 140 attack, and it's a physical move, and it's a second turn attack, so obviously you build up and then you do it. So you've got to make sure you can be able to take that first hit, and then when you do Sky Attack, your same type of attack bonus, you're going to be doing a lot of damage from this cool Pokemon. Ability wise, it's got 3 abilities. It's 2 normal abilities and then its hidden ability. First ability, Insomnia. This Pokemon cannot be under the sleep condition while having this ability. Cool. That's always helpful. Super Luck raises the critical hit ratio of moves, handy with the move I just spoke about. Or its hidden ability, Moxie. I like this. Attack is raised by 1 stage when a Pokemon knocks out another Pokemon. So if your Pokemon knocks out a Pokemon, say for example you've just lost a Pokemon but you've done quite a lot of damage to the other one, you can bring this out, finish it off, and then your Moxie will increase your attack, which is always helpful. And then you'll be getting some massive attacks there. So maybe I'll go with Moxie. Super Luck and Insomnia are by no means bad abilities, especially if you think you're going to be coming up against Pokemon that are going to be putting you to sleep and things like that. Can be quite handy. But Moxie is the one I go for. So there we are, my Pokemon over the week.
Nice.
Honchkrow.
There it was.
Dark Flying, interesting type. And more importantly, if you can find a shiny one, it's bright pink.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's exactly the same but bright pink. And any Pokemon that looks like it's wearing a hat is great in my book.
Yeah, hats or moustaches, it's all good for me. That's pretty much what I base my Pokemon choices on.
Exactly, hats and moustaches and sheer bulk.
Forget about stats.
Okay. Oh, Nate, you've given me your rabbit disease. Yeah. So it's time to move on to
the next section.
Yeah.
Before you say it, I've found the jingle.
It's time to test your knowledge in the Pokemon quiz.
Is it Pokemon quiz time already?
Yeah,
it's Pokemon
already.
quiz time already. I know, it's getting quick. Although it is 10 minutes earlier than we normally do it this week. But still, it's time for the quiz. Everybody ready for this? Ready to flex your Pokemon brain muscles? So I'm going to need to ask you all to move round, move away.
Everybody into quiz positions.
Quiz positions. Quiz positions sounds really cool.
And we need oh wait, that's me as well.
That is
me.
You're taking part. So get ready to take part at home, everyone. Tweet your answers in. Alternatively, save your answers up. Let me know how you did. Tell me I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong. It has been known to happen. Don't point at me and say that. It was a freak incident, and if I'm wrong, it's only because the sources that I found these things, admittedly, I don't think them all up off the top of my head, but still. Anyway, this week's a good one. Nate not being here, of course, I jammed it full of trading card questions. I didn't really. I'm only taking the mick. I like how to take part in this quiz, you have to move Maril around, massive Maril. Are you trying to balance him on one of the mic stands?
I did it.
That looks awesome on the webcam. Hello, Maril.
Oh no, look, my paper underneath it.
Oh no.
Don't knock
Okay,
it.
right.
Good work. So is everybody ready? Everybody penned up? Everybody got what they need? Yes?
Seems that way. And Emma's stealing my...
Taking part, we have
Sorry.
Team Rocket, not Team Rocket admin. He's no longer Team Rocket admin.
Oh, no.
He's
Oh, thank you.
Professor's aide,
Yes.
Tom. We've got Cool Trainer James, and we've got Ranger Emma, and we've got you, the listener at home. So without further ado, let's kick off with the quiz. Question number
Wait a minute,
one.
we've got a pen not working here.
Oh, no.
Oh wait,
It's all right,
it's
We'll share pens, it's fine, just go for it.
You'll share pens.
Yeah, well, when I've written down my answer, I'll pass it over.
I've got a pencil here for anybody who needs it.
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's working now. Thanks.
I should not.
Pulling a Will Stanton, I think they call that.
Yeah, that is what they call that. I shouldn't throw stuff about the studio. Idiot. Anyway, question number one. In the anime, so it's an anime question, everybody. Jesse's Wobbuffet, we all know, what a classic character from the anime. Wasn't originally Jesse's. It wasn't originally Jesse's. It had an original trainer. What was the name of that original trainer?
That is a difficult
It's a difficult one, isn't it? She got it from a trade, and she accidentally traded her Lickitung for the Wobbuffet. But what was the name of the original trainer of Jesse's Wobbuffet? Good question, isn't it? I like it. If you know that at home, well done. Question number two. How many Pokemon TCG cards were illustrated by Ken Sugimori? Now, at this point, I know that's a ridiculous question. I'm going to go with closest to the answer gets the point. See? So, how many... Now, I'm getting this from Bulbapedia, by the way. But how many Pokemon TCG cards were illustrated by Ken Sugimori in some way, shape, or form? Now, not designed or anything, but like actually illustrated by Ken Sugimori.
Do they have his name on it? It's illustrated.
Probably, yeah. Now, I'll give you a hint. It's quite a lot. Quite a lot. But there are quite a lot of cards, so...
I'm going to up my number.
Just add a 0 to the end of your number. So that was question number two. How many Pokemon TCG cards were illustrated by Ken Sugimori? If you don't know who Ken Sugimori is, he is the guy who designed all of the original Pokemon. He's Satoshi Tajiri, creator of Pokemon's friend, and was there from the beginning. He's responsible for the majority of all Pokemon
I
designs.
like that guy.
I'm
What
a
a
fan.
guy.
I'm a big fan of him.
Question number three. What does the Luxury Ball do? Luxury Ball. So we know there's a lot of different Pokeballs. They all do different things. They all help you catch Pokemon in a certain way or things like that. What does the Luxury Ball do? Now, question number four. Another one of my favourites. You know what I like. You know, it's become a regular thing in the quiz. Which Pokemon's French name is Glitterclick?
Glitterclick.
Glitterclick. Glitterclick. Which Pokemon is that? Nate Craddock answering questions hard and wrong.
You know, I was going to say, if Nate's getting it right, you know why.
Oh, yeah, Googling that. Interesting.
Trying to make it look like he knows what he's doing.
Let's have a look. I like some answers for Glitterclick. He's currently not got any right, but I like his answer for question one. which we'll get into later. So there we go. Question number 4, click. Question number 5. So we all know Pokemon Smash, right? The legendary show, Japanese TV show about Pokemon, where they've announced loads of things. You watched it, remember, when they announced the new Mewtwo form and things like that. It debuted on the TV Tokyo network on October the 3rd, 2010. However, it wasn't the only Pokemon TV show that's ever existed in Japan. There was a show on before it, hosted by the same person, before Black and White came out. What was that called? Very similar thing, just orientated around Generation 4. So when Black and White came out, Generation 5, it changed name to Pokemon Smash. What was it originally called? Interesting, isn't it? Mm. There's a lot of Pokemon obscure knowledge going on right now.
This is pretty intense today.
So question 5, what was Pokemon Smash? Pokemon Smash originally called before it changed to Pokemon Smash? Well, previously called. Question number 6. Which Pokemon duo from the original Generation 1 were originally named, they were all originally going to be called Ez, in the English dub, Ez and Cargo? So which 2 Pokemon were originally going to be called Ez and Cargo?
Did you say Pokemon duo?
Yes, so it'd be 2 Pokemon. One of them was going to be called Ez and one of them was going to be called Cargo. Think of Ez and Cargo.
I think I know.
So Ez and Cargo, what were they originally named? What were these Pokemon originally named as Cargo? So question number 7. We all know Nintendo like to advertise their own products in Pokemon games. It's happened in every generation. You walk upstairs in your house, you go into your room, and what games console would you have? Always a Nintendo games console in your room, don't you? But in Generation 1, which Nintendo games console was in your room? Now remember when Generation 1 came out over here? Well, it originally came out in 1997. So what games console would have been big around then that Nintendo would have been trying to push? You had one of them in your bedroom. So question number 8. Which is the only Pokemon considered to be fish-like that is weak to water? And you wouldn't think it. Well, maybe you would. So it's like, obviously Goldine's considered to be a fish. Magikarp's considered to be a fish. Based on a fish. Which is the only Pokemon based on a fish that's weak to water? Blank faces. Lots of Twitter answers coming in. Let's see how well Nate's doing. I like your answer for 5, Nate. Oh, he's got one right. I'm not going to tell him what, though. So that was question number 8, which is the only Pokemon based on a fish to be weak to water. Question number 9. What type is the move when you hit yourself when you're confused? So you know you've been confused, you try to use a move, and you hurt yourself in its confusion. You hurt yourself in your confusion. What type is that move?
Type is in what, elemental type?
Well, what type? What Pokemon type?
Okay. Not whether it's physical or...
No. So what type is the move when you hit yourself in your confusion? Question number 10. Which legendary Pokemon has the most weaknesses? Now we all know what a legendary Pokemon is, but which legendary Pokemon has the most weaknesses?
Sorry, what was number 9 again?
Number 9 was which type is the move when you hit yourself in your confusion. Now I'm going to go through those questions again. Question number 1 in the anime, what is the name of Jesse's Wobbuffet's original trainer? Question number 2, how many Pokemon TCG cards were illustrated by Ken Sugimori? Question number 3, what does the Luxury Ball do? Question number 4, which Pokemon's French name is Glitterclick? Question number 5, Pokemon Smash was originally called what? Question number 6, which Pokemon duo were originally going to be called Ez and Cargo? Question number 7, in Generation 1, which Nintendo games console was in your bedroom? Question number 8, which is the only Pokemon considered to be a fish that is weak to water? Question number 9, what type is the move you hit yourself with when you're confused? Question number 10, which legendary Pokemon has the most weaknesses? And that is our Pokemon quiz for the week. Now it's time to move on to our next section, which James, you will have to help me with.
I will handle this.
Because I need to mark the quiz, but it's now time for Nate's ill-advised and given to us section.
Pokemon Card of the Week.
Okay, so I'm going to be Nate for now.
Hey Nate!
I love Lopunny.
He does.
Okay, so here we go. So the Pokemon Card of the Week, and this is another. I'm reading Nate's script here. Another good, solid EX card to come from this expansion.
Hang on, wait till Tom.
You need to see what the card is first, of course. this is the card when Tom loads it up, and this is. I forget who it is. Heatran. It's Heatran. Oh, it's written down here.
Heatran EX, dude.
It's not. EX, there we go. Okay, Heatran EX. So, another good solid EX to come from this expansion. Heat Boiler is a really good move to have, especially due to the frequent use of Hypnotic Laser, which, as some people may know if they've used any of the latest cards, is a trainer that, when you use it, it automatically poisons the opponent, and you then have to flip a coin and see whether you go to sleep. So it's actually quite a good trainer anyway. Let alone what this Heat Boiler is going to do. And this means that if your opponent uses one on a Heatran, the attack is going to deal 120 damage just for 3 energy cards, which is absolutely massive, and it can pretty much take down most Pokemon. I think the only thing is some X's and probably Wailord are the only Pokemon it can't take down.
With what? How
120, but only 3 energies.
Well, no, there's all the EX cards are like 170 now.
Yeah. Okay, so after using Heat Boiler, Heatran EX's next attack, Dynamite Press, deals 80 damage, but also 10 damage for each damage counter on the defending Pokemon. Providing Heatran has a Plasma Energy attached. This is easy to achieve with the use of the Colress machine, so you can deal massive amounts of damage for only 4 energy cards. That reminds me of another card, I think it was a Sigilyph, where it does more damage if the opponent has more damage counters on them.
Outrage does that.
No, Outrage does it if you have it on you.
Oh yeah,
but not if you attack the opponent.
Oh yeah, I wonder what.
And yes,
Nate will be screaming what card that is.
He will, and somebody did just say Wailord. Overall, this is generally a really good, solid EX card, and would serve well in either a big basics deck or something more geared towards fast takedowns. And that's what Nate's saying.
Is that what Nate's saying?
That is what Nate is saying.
Hang on.
Cool story, bro.
There you go.
Nice.
So, quiz in. Actually, I'm just going to quickly mark Nate so he doesn't attempt to cheat.
While you do that, I'm going to press this button.
Nate says, yeah, it is Sigilyph.
It is Sigilyph, yeah.
And now, you are listening to the Pokemania Show on STUDYVOX FM with Nate and Rick.
Yeah, so it is a Sigilyph card, and I think it's a Sigilyph from the second Black and White expansion. I might be wrong on that, because the latest Sigilyph is really good against EX cards, which I think Nate has covered in the past. So,
so it looks like Nate's only got 1 out of 10.
Nice. Good work, Nate.
But never mind. It's a good attempt. Right, let's go through these. I've got to say, we have a clear winner this week, and he's done very well. Well, I say that. I say we have a clear winner. I like one of your answers, though, James. Well done.
Okay.
So question number 1. In the anime, what is the name of Jesse's Wobbuffet's original trainer? Now, Nate went with Jeremy.
Nice.
I like that name. James, you went with Officer Jenny.
Yeah.
Emmy, you went with Daisy.
I just made up a name.
And Tom went with Gary Oak. Interesting. The correct name is Benny.
Benny.
I would have been impressed if anybody got that, to be honest. It's in one episode and it's like really kind of low-key character. But there we go. Can't make these quizzes easy, can I? Question number 2. How many Pokemon TCG cards were illustrated by Ken Sugimori? The closest gets the point. I'm not going to do that because you're all absolutely crazy away.
Okay.
You're all mad away. Emma's gone with 350. Tom's gone with 300. James, you went with 8,000.
Yeah, well, I put 3,500 and you said add more. So I basically doubled down.
Is there even that many Pokemon?
Well, I was thinking every base set that comes out has about 200 in it, or 150 between 150 and 200. And you imagine how many have come out since 1999.
He's got a point.
I mean, you think this black and white expansion's out now? I mean, what are we on, the 6th or 7th one now on the black and white?
Yeah.
So, plus that's 5 generations worth of cards. That's a lot of cards.
Well, the correct answer is 764. So if you'd taken a naught away, you would have been very close.
I would have been really close, but I'm well off.
There we go. Question number 3. What does the luxury ball do? So, Tom, you went with... Hang on. Tom, you went with invites Pokemon to the ball.
No, it's
Close. You went with makes Pokemon like you more. And Emma went with, and James went with makes Pokemon happiness higher. I'll give you 2 a point for that. It makes the Pokemon more friendly towards
like
you.
friendship, isn't it?
Yeah, for when you need to level it up friendship-wise. So if you want to catch yourself an Eevee and evolve it into an Espeon or a Umbreon, use a luxury ball, that kind of thing. Any
I'm
Pokemon?
guessing if it's low, they don't obey you.
No.
Is that it?
No.
Yeah,
It's only to do with evolution.
evolution training.
Oh, right. You would have thought, like, with Charizard just being, like,
yeah.
really off with Ash, it would have been down to
No,
that.
that all worked for the gym badges.
Oh, right, of course.
Obey, because you don't have to like someone to obey them. Nate knows that.
Lopunny.
Question number 4. Oh, well, yeah, it makes the caught Pokemon more friendly towards you. Question number 4. Which Pokemon's French name is Glitty-Click? No, not James. Yeah, James, you went with Kingler.
Yes, I did.
You like that?
I love Kingler.
I had some good ones in, by the way, from people on Twitter. You've gone with Rattata, Tom. Emma, you've gone with Clink Clank. What makes you think that?
Just the way it sounds, I guess. It's rather close, isn't it?
Correct.
Really?
Yeah. Nice.
Oh,
Clink Clank. You spelled Clink Clank wrong, but I'll let you off.
did I?
You see, I went for Kingler.
Did I put Cling Clang?
Yeah.
And it's Clink Clank.
No, it's Clink Clang,
Clink Clang.
but it's only got 1 K in and it's one word.
I went for
2
Kingler
Ks.
because of the noise when
Yeah.
it shuts its claws.
Glitty Click.
Yeah.
So question number 5. Pokemon Smash is a Japanese Pokemon television show that debuted on the TV Tokyo Network. What was the show before it called? Which show did it precede? Not precede. Come after. Let's have a look at some of our guesses. Emma's gone with Poker TV. Solid guess, I would have thought. James has gone with Pokemon Clash.
Well, I thought
Smash,
that it maybe
Clash.
Smash, Clash, Bash, they could have been previous ones.
Tom's gone with Pokemon Arena. I like the sound of that. Let's have a look at what Nate went with. Let me go over the Twitter and have a look. You could probably all see this as he's tweeting us as he plays. He's gone with... Why can't I find it? Pokemon Bonsai. I thought, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. But the actual answer is Pokemon Sunday.
Oh, Sunday?
Yeah, as in, it's spelt like the day Sunday, not like...
Oh, not like the ice cream.
Not like
That's
an
what I
ice
was
cream.
thinking, but still,
Oh.
Pokemon Sunday.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
So there we go, Pokemon Sunday. Question number 6. Which Pokemon duo were originally going to be called Ez and Cargo? Now, Generation 1, I did say. Did say Generation 1. Emma, you've gone with Escargot, the slug one, Slugma.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Your
It was
thinking was
around...
along the right lines, not slug though, snails. Escargot in French is snail, isn't it? Generation 1 though. Tom, you went with Cloyster. I like it, interesting. James, you went with Omanite and Omastar. You're correct. They were originally going to be called Ez and Cargo.
See, I got the snail connection,
Yeah.
and then I only thought, what's the only Generation 1 that looks anywhere near like a snail?
And there's Omanite and Omastar.
Yeah.
Well done. A lot of people saying Slugma and Magcargo, but they weren't Generation 1.
Of course.
But they are like snail and slug Pokemon. Question number 7. In Generation 1, which Nintendo console was in your bedroom? Let's see. Emma's gone with Nintendo 64. I think that's just slightly a bit too late. But Tom and James have gone with SNES, which is the correct answer. There was a SNES in your room. I used to love playing SNES.
Yeah, I remember playing the game and seeing the SNES.
I didn't have one.
Then
My friends had one, so I went round to theirs to play it. But
No, I never had one myself, but I just remember seeing it in Pokemon.
Then there's GameCubes, Game Boy Advances, and they put
They put the Wii. I think the Wii U.
no, they're not.
No,
They might put the Wii U in the new one,
Yeah, they got the Wii and the Black and White, and Black and White 2.
possibly. Yep, that's good. So SNES. Question number 8, which is the only fish Pokemon that's weak to water. Emma didn't even hazard a guess. Tom, in his usual awesomeness, couldn't remember. It looks like you couldn't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
So drew it and then put what it's supposed to be, which is also the name of the Pokemon that you were attempting to draw.
Oh, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, it's not the correct answer, but the Pokemon you were attempting to draw was called Seal, but it's spelled S-E-E-L. So I'll show you Tom's Seal. You know what? Every time he draws a Pokemon, for example, I've kept that Geodude. I've kept it. Here it is. But every time he draws a Pokemon, I'm going to keep them all and then get them all on a T-shirt.
I just saw a tweet from Missingo saying he said Nez. If we got the S, does he still get the point? I say yes because I did the exact same thing.
Agreed.
And then added the S really close.
You did?
I did the same thing.
Right. Can we see that?
Yeah, we can see that.
Doesn't look okay. Pokemon by Tom Harris.
You should draw all 650
Like
times.
last week, James Hart said the Pokedex by Tom Harris. I think he needs to draw. Agreed, it needs to be done. But James went with Basculin. Unfortunately, the correct answer, I can't believe nobody got this, is Stunfisk.
Oh.
And yes, Stunfisk is based on a fish. It's based on a flounder.
Oh,
So Stunfisk,
interesting.
being as it's a rock type, it's weak to water. It's weird because it's electric type as well. Bonkers. Question number 9. Sorry, I had a little moment while saying that. What type is the move you hit yourself with when you're confused? Now, Nate went with normal, I believe. Tom's gone with self-harm type. James has gone with fighting. Emma's gone with psychic. It's actually question mark, question mark, question mark.
Oh,
You know that weird type that Curse used to be?
Yeah.
That's what type it is when you hurt
Ah.
yourself.
So it's not actually...
So you can't be weak to it and you can't be resistant to it.
that's difficult. That was a difficult question.
That's probably why they've done it. So you can't be
Yeah, so you can't be...
weak to it. So there we go. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Interesting. Question number 10. Which legendary Pokemon has the most weaknesses? Tom didn't even hazard a guess. I like it. James went with Arceus. Interesting, because it can be every type.
That's why I went for it.
Interesting, but that's not along the lines. I
See, I
like
thought
what
it
you've
was a
done
trick
there.
question.
Emma's gone with Meloetta. This doesn't really count dual type. Like, once it's in one form, it has the most amount of weaknesses. And the correct answer is Celebi. And it has 7 weaknesses.
Wow.
One of them, Bug, is a ×4 weakness because of its psychic and grass type. It's not great for a legendary Pokemon.
No.
Now, this does also share the top spot for most amount of weaknesses with 4 other Pokemon. And that's Executor, Snova, and Abomasnow. They all have 7 weaknesses as well. So that was the quiz this week. Let me know how everyone got on. In the studio, Tom walks out with 1 out of 10. Emma walks away with 2 out of 10. This week's winner with 3 out of 10
Yes.
is James.
All 3 points.
3
so happy.
points. It's not bad though, is it? And you weren't far away on quite a few questions, so well done on that. Let's have a look at... Tweet me in now. Let's see how we all did. Nate, I think you only got 1, but let me know if I'm crazy and wrong. Yeah, Nate got Stunfisk. 3 out of 10 for Ellis Warren. Well done. See, it's not bad. Tim Parr, 3 out of 10. 4 out of 10 for Missingno. 5 out of 10 from Gemma Bright. Well done. It's not bad. 2 out of 10 from Luke and Gengar. 2 out of 10 for Finn Bob McCarthy. Go on, keep letting me know how you all did. A few of you... 2 out of 10 and 3 out of 10 is not bad considering a lot of these. I wonder how many I would have known, if I'm honest with myself. I knew that one, that one. I probably would have got about 3 or 4 as well. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. So that was our quiz. Thank you very much for taking part, everybody. 1 out of 10 for Nate. Oh well, never mind. It's now time for, I don't know, the second part of our TCG battle. Now, as you remember, it's pretty even. I've taken James's muck down, which I was worried about with that. Well, Poison Suction is quite a great name for a move. But let's see how this will end up. Who's going to win?
Is down, and I get another prize card and get to reveal more of that sexy, sexy cartoon face. James's go. He's evolved Starly into Staravia? Well, I'm saying, but can't do anything. Not a big fan of Staravia, James wasn't. Because its only move is Takedown, which takes 2 energies, does 30 damage but 10 to itself. Not brilliant. There's a Pokemon Communicator right there. Get to reveal a Pokemon. Reveal Jolteon. Because I don't need him again. Put him on my deck. Search my deck. See what's going on. Pulled out my Eevee. Eevee in my hand. So remember, I've got Glaceon at the ready. That's going to be cool for me. Still not found any of his Eevee evolutions, James. It's not good for him. It's worth pointing out at this point that the 2 Eevees from different decks are different Eevees. So my one has Growl and Quick Attack, and James's one has Signs of Evolution. Search your deck for 3 Pokemon of different types that evolve from Eevee, reveal them, and put them into your hands. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Very, very good move to get your Leafeon and your Espeon out for that deck. The thing is, it says search your deck for 3 Pokemon of different types that evolve from Eevee. In this deck, you get 2 Espeons and 2 Leafeons. So that could backfire. What if you can't find 3 different types? That's very strange. Need to have a look at that. Trico's out. Did 30 damage using its Reckless Charge. This Pokemon does 10 damage to itself, though. Trico's only got 60 HP, so I could take it down with a lucky pin missile. But as you can see, my Glaceon's out, so my I've got that ability, which means the retreat costs of all Team Plasma cards are 2 energy less. Flip 4 coins, that's 3 out of 4, that's 60 damage. Another Trico down. Look at a prize card. It looks like I'm just like really creepily peering over the top of a wall. If you have a look on my prize cards. Hello. Right, James's go. 2 prize cards taken each. It is still anyone's game. James does need some energies and his evolutions. Leafeon and Espeon. Leafeon's quite a cool card. 100 HP. Energy Crush, 1 energy, does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. And then Leaf Blade, 1 grass, 2 colourless. Flip a coin, his heads. This attack does 20 more damage with the base of 60, so you could do 80. Quite a good card. James is arguing that he accidentally discarded more cards than he should have had. Silly James. Flipping a coin for that hide. Gets the head, so I can't do any damage to him. I'm not too much of a worried about that. It gives me time to sort out my bench. Not that I need to. My Glaceon, I've got loads of energy cards in my hand. My Glaceon's going to be energied up, ready. As you can see, there's 2 waters on him. Got me an energy retrieval there. Get to go through my discard pile and pull out 2 energies. Nothing I can do due to James's hide. It's his go. Now James has got 2 Eevees out there, so he really needs his evolutions to come out. Otherwise, there's not a lot he can do. Don't hide again. All he needs is Beedrill to come out. I think we can all agree we want Beedrill out. Get Beedrill out. Beedrill's quite a cool Pokemon. Swift Sting, 1 grass energy. If this Pokemon has full HP, this attack does 40 more damage, and the defending Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. Well, so he really doesn't want Beedrill to come out if he's got damage, but he can use a potion, hopefully. He's used Hide again. The second move Beedrill will have is Pierce. That's 3 colourless energies and it just does 60 damage. It's got 120 HP though, so it's probably got the highest HP out of any card in these decks. James has got an energy retrieval. He's got, what with his Espeon being out, but unfortunately the only cards in his discard pile are grass energies. Bad times, and Espeon needs psychic energies to use Shadow Ball, which is a good move. This attack does 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. You get to pick. Also apply weaknesses. So he can do 40 damage to any Pokemon. So I've got another Eevee out. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have put my... That's 1. I can damage him. 2. Oh, this is... That's 3. If I get 1 more, that's 80 damage. That's Kakuna down. Yeah, I did. 4 heads in a row. Boom. Smack that Kakuna down. Bit more on my face. Vaporeon there. What with my Eevee being out, I've got another fun Eevee evolution to use. Vaporeon. Refreshing Rain, just 1 colourless energy. Heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. Wow, what a card. 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. Nice. And then Goldbreaker. 1 water, 1 colourless. If the defending Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, this attack does 50 more damage, plus the 30, so that'd be 80 to Pokemon EXs. Good card against the X, but not great in these decks. He's got his Espeon out, and he's used Psyalert. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand, and 20 damage. So my Jolteon has 50 damage on him. Not good for a Pokemon that only has 90 HP. James desperately needs those psychic energies. Put myself a Vanillite out on the bench. Hooray! So I'm retreating my Jolteon because of that Glaceon's ability, Freeze Zone, and I'm using Icy Wind to do 60 damage to Espeon and put him asleep. He can't take another one of those, so he needs to flip to see whether he wakes up. That's a heads. He needed that. Now he's awake. He can do damage now. 3 energy cards to 4. 3 prize cards to 4. What's going on? Quite the lengthy battle, this. I do love lengthy battles, though. Can't be dealing with those short battles. Don't satisfy me. He needs to get his Leafeon out. But he doesn't still... Energies is mostly... Why is he doing that? Why is he put the psychic energy on Beldum and not on Espeon? There we go. I pointed that out to him, and he can go back. I'm going to let him go back. I'm going to let him put that psychic energy on Espeon. I'll be gentlemanly. So now he's going to do Shadow Ball, which of course, if you remember, does 40 damage to one of my Pokemon. He's picked Jolteon, knocked my Jolteon out, so he gets a prize card. He's checked his prize card, 3 on 3. It's very close, this, although looking at my bench compared to his and the amount of energies he has, I'm not worried. I think I've got this. Right, there we go. I use my Icy Wind again. Icy Wind. To do 60 damage. Take Espeon down. Draw a prize card. 3 to 2. Out goes Staravia. Can only do takedown. Only do 10 damage to itself. Not great. I don't even think he gets a Staraptor in this deck. That's quite unfortunate. So James is doing takedown. 30 damage to me. 10 damage to himself. He can't do that again because I'm going to do 60 damage to him, and if he does that again, he'll knock himself out. Staravia only has 80 HP. Oh, there we go. Energy retrieval. Not that I need any more energies. Shuffling my deck. And I'll do 60 damage. As considered, he's now asleep. He needs to flip this coin, see if he wakes up. He does. What's he got? Is he going to do the attack, or is he going to try and retreat or something? But he doesn't really have that many cool cards. I think he's got a Matang out there. but it's still not going to last long against my Glaceon. But it does have 30 damage on it, who knows? 90 damage, 90 HP on a Glaceon. So what's he going to do? Oh, James has drawn a Leafeon, but he doesn't have any energies to back that up. But Energy Crush is still good. Does 20 damage times the amount of energies attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Why doesn't he put that out? Because I've got loads of energies attached to my Pokemon. Why did he use Takedown? Why didn't he retreat, bring out Leafeon? I've got Raticate out, but I don't even have Rattata. Raticate's quite cool, Team Plasma card. Only 70 HP, not great for a stage 1. Put a team, transfer junk, 1 energy. Put a Team Plasma Pokemon, a Team Plasma Trainer card, and a Team Plasma Energy card from your discard pile into your hand. Very helpful if late on in the game, if you've had quite a few, if you've used a lot of cards. Evolve to Knockdown. Kofiagris is out. 100 HP on that Kofiagris. It's not going to last 2 hits. Why didn't he bring his Leafeon out and use that cool Energy Crush card? It would have done loads of damage. Use Tails. He's asleep. He's still asleep. Can't attack. I know. Only need to do 60 damage. 1 prize card left. I think I've got this in the bag. This is all just posturing, really. He's just adding energies. Doesn't matter. Oh, it's still asleep. Never mind. I draw a card. I'm just gonna, evolve that. Add some more energies. There we go. Do the damage. And my last prize card was Vanillish.
There we go. I won. Hey!
You did win. Congratulations.
So now I suppose it's that point where we should talk about these decks. Did anybody else notice that me and James had drank a lot of Red Bull beforehand? And we were just completely on it. We were doing that so quick. I mean, we were just ready. We were so excited about Pokemon battling that we were just bam, card, bam, here's a card, bam, 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 flip a coin, flip a coin, flip a coin.
Well, we had to do it so fast to fit it into the show, so we just had to speed everything up ourselves.
We definitely didn't speed it up because the video was looking at about 37 minutes long.
Yeah. How long that battle lasted.
Anyway, it was a really cool battle, actually. We got showed off quite a few of the cool cards. What are your... I say Red Bull, as people pointed out last week, it should be Red Taurus.
Red Taurus, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the deck then? Your deck, you were rocking the Leafeon one?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, to be honest, my main issue was I just didn't put out any energies. So Leafeon's main move, I've got it right here, I've got the card. Yeah. Leafeon here, Energy Crush, which needs 1 energy of any type, does 20 times the amount of damage, the amount of energies attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon.
And if you could have pulled that off, I had quite a few energies.
So I would have done so much, but I didn't even have any energies.
I had at least 3 attached to my Glaceon,
yeah.
And then I had more. I had pretty much every card I had there was fully energied ready. So you would have been doing at least 100.
So this is the Mewtwo X killer of the deck. It is a Mewtwo X killer because Mewtwo X obviously relies on having lots of energies, yeah. And this takes things down.
Yeah, when you have lots.
So yeah, I thought that was really good. But my only issue, like I said, was I didn't have any energies because I think the ratio on these decks, I can't remember what they are.
You have 18 energies.
18 energies, which is I normally have about 26, 27 on my decks.
I'm a massive trainer card man. I'm all about trainer cards.
I love those trainers.
I do.
Yeah, so the Leafeon was really good, if I had a chance to use it. Muck had a really good move as well. Obviously, you saw me use the Poison Suction, which was pretty good. But the Sludge Crash, which I couldn't do because, once again, I didn't have the energies to do. If you flip a coin until you get a Tails, for each head, discard an energy from the defending Pokemon. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's a really nice move.
And also, the Poison Suction, which I didn't get a chance to use, because if for example, my Muck's poisoned, say someone's using the Hypnotoxic Laser,
yeah.
Right, I get to heal 60 damage every time I do that move to you. So you heal and you do 60 damage at the same time, which is pretty good.
Does the pre-evolution of it, Grimer, have the ability to poison? Because that would be quite cool.
I think it does. He has Law Poison, flip a coin if heads, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with a defending Pokemon. The new defending Pokemon is now poisoned. So that's pretty good in itself.
And then if you know you've got your Muck coming out, you stick your Muck out. and then you can heal whatever damage.
My issue was I didn't have the energies to use that move with Grammar once again.
You didn't get a lot of psychic energies at all.
No,
did you?
I think I only got 2 in the whole deck. And then the last one I want to say was Espeon, which I didn't realise because when I was looking at it, I thought Shadow Ball, which actually this attack does 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, whether they're benched or not. I thought it only did 10 damage. That's why at first I was like, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. And then you were like, why don't you do this? I didn't realise it was 40.
I'm really impressed with the EV evolutions, actually. As you saw Jolteon there, 1 energy, doesn't matter what type, flip Pin Missile, flip 4 coins, and you do 20 damage times the amount of heads. And that
you took
I did quite well, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with that. Electro Diffuse is a good one. If the defending Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, that Pokemon can't attack during your opponent's next turn. EX take a downer. Same with Vaporeon. Refreshing Rain, heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. And then it's got Gold Breaker. If the defending Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, this attack does 50 more damage. So that's 80 damage to an EX. They look like they're geared to taking down these EXs, some of these. Why do you keep smirking?
I'm just thinking of something to do with Nate, doesn't it?
So they look... A lot of these evolutions are quite cool with, especially Glaceon, where you saw it. The retreat cost of each of your Team Plasma Pokemon is 2 energies less. That's always helpful.
Yeah.
Always helpful. And then Icy Wind, the defending Pokemon is now asleep, 60 damage. I quite like it. But then again, it depends how... Because they're not EXs, they don't have the biggest amount of HP. It all depends about how...
Who you're against, really. I mean, if you're battling these 2 decks... I mean, if it wasn't for the energy issue, that would have been really, really close.
Yeah.
I think the main issue was not having the energies. But what I would say is at first, because we got both decks together, we put them on the side, so we didn't know who had who. We both picked a deck each because we thought there were going to be obvious weaknesses and resistance. We didn't know at the time. So I came out with the Leafeon, the Leafeon deck, which I was like, well, there's only 2 EV evolutions where you get 3 EV evolutions. And I was like, so what is it on my deck that makes up for that? And what it is the EV. Whereas we both have a different type of EV on the deck. My one has a move where you only need 1 energy of any type, and it's called Signs of Evolution. And I'll read you what it says on the card. It says, search your deck for 3 Pokemon of different types that evolve from EV. Reveal them and put them in your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So that one move can get any of your EV evolutions straight into your hand.
But that's what I'm thinking. I'm worried about that. Because like you said, it says of different type. And in your deck...
Yeah, 2
types. So how does it should say up to? I don't know. Maybe that's something we need to. Does anybody know? Does anybody know if you can just take 2 from your deck?
But I guess you could just build your own deck
up to 3, or whether you have to take 3, and if you can't take 3, you can't use it.
Yeah.
Because if so, that's quite annoying. But yeah, it'd be good if you are taking an evolution deck where you're taking mud. But then again, why would you? Because although a lot of them don't necessarily require you to use a specific energy. For example, Jolteon's Pin Missile, you can just use whatever energy you want for its Pin Missile attack. So you can take it in a Leaf deck and just put a Leaf energy on it and still use Pin Missile, and that's quite handy.
We just had a tweet in from Nate saying he loved the battle. He says the Leafeon card is excellent. He has big predictions that it will be the killer of decks like Dark Regoin.
Darkragon.
Darkragon. It seems that all the EV evolutions has been enhanced in this expansion. They're all really quite strong cards. And I agree with that. There were strong cards, but...
It's just the decks, isn't it? Too many Pokemon, not enough trainers.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But saying it depends if you are going to take a Plasma deck, because that Shadow Triad and Team Plasma Ball, they're quite cool energy cards. But it was a fun battle for me. Lasted a long time. But
I think they were pretty evenly matched. I think we found
some
of the themed deck ones we played before. Sometimes one stupidly more powerful than the other. I thought they were quite.
I was relatively lucky. You were relatively unlucky.
Yeah, I think if I had the energies, it would have been a lot closer. Definitely.
Yeah. But there we go. As is the way with most Pokemon battles. To be fair, it can swing for you one way one day, and then it can go the exact opposite the other day. That's why they normally in battles they do them out of 3, so you can't just have that one lucky match and win.
Do them out of 3 and see who wins.
So it's best of 3. But there we go. So that was our Poke Essentials. The new themed decks came out yesterday. So if you were watching and you think, yeah, why not? That seems like it might be able to help me. Then do it. Go and get them. Anyway, they're still good for experienced players because you get all those EV evolutions with them, so they're still probably worth it.
And especially if you play in TCG online, you can take all those codes and put them straight up. So I know we're going to have pretty much all the EV evolutions, as we actually have a shared account, me and Rick, and we have so many Pokemon cards. I think we're getting close to Nate's. No, I don't think we're there, how many Nate has, because... but we're definitely getting close in TCG Online, so make sure you come and battle us.
Definitely
If
come
you
along.
Go to the forum on PokemaniaFM.com, and you can find all of our information to battle us. Nate's also saying, as for the decks, they seem pretty standard for most theme decks. Way too many Pokemon need some more energizing trainers.
Definitely, I'm a big fan of trainers. Let's read out some tweets. Let's see what people have been saying. Quite a lot coming in for the captions, but I'll read them out next week, being as there for next week's winners. I've got all last week's captions to be put out. I should point out that I also retweeted something for the fan section, which we're about to go on to now, which I thought was funny. Didn't have enough time to load it into the computer, but it was sent in last week, and I only just kind of accidentally missed over it, but I've retweeted it, that I found funny, from Jude Michael Apolloni, so thank you for that. Check it out because I've retweeted it. You can have a look at it. It's quite funny. Little cartoon strip. We'll be going into our fan section shortly, which is good because it gives us a lot of time and there's a lot of things that I want to talk about because we've got all the competitions and things like that.
Yeah, normally we're rushing on time, but today we're well ahead.
It's because it's been planned well by Nate.
Yeah.
Because he's had a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's worth pointing out as well, unfortunately, Nate will not be with us next week as he's on a... how did you put it?
I think from what our sources have told us, some kind of romantic getaway for 2 weeks with, who was it?
I don't know.
If he's better, that is.
Hoping
we'll see. I guess we'll have to.
But fear not, I'll be here. James will be here. Emma will be here. Tom will be here. We'll all be giving you the Pokemon madness. Feel free to get involved as well. Guest presenters.
We've had a few more tweets here. Thin Bob McCarthy says the Plasma Vaporeon is great. It's done well at my pre-release. Luke and Gengar
I'm assuming that was a pre-release of the expansion competition. That's cool.
Luke and Gengar says, I'm hoping to win a competition to get some cards for TCG Online. And Nate's tweeted in saying, no, Lopunny. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm taking on Johto gyms for 2 weeks.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. How's Lopunny feel about that?
Yeah, leaving.
Oh dear. Silly us, anyway. So no Nate next week, but still us here, Pokemoning one-off. And fun times. Good things coming next week. We're carrying on with our My Pika Cup on Pokemon Stadium. People enjoyed that. The usual things, lots of competitions and everything, fan art. We'll think of more fun sections as well.
Loads of fun sections.
There'll be loads to do, loads. So anyway, let's move on to our fan section. Woo! Which we were wondering about the name, but I think we're sticking with fan section, to be honest. This is where people send in things, like I've already said. I've retweeted some things. We do retweet things during the week. Stop laughing at tweets.
Reading the tweets coming in, Missing Go, you're absolutely bang on there. Yeah, sorry Rick, carry on.
So fan art. Let's kick straight off with fan art. Fan mail, fan pictures, all these kinds of things. A lot of people have been sending a lot in. We don't have enough time to show it all, unfortunately, but we do try to retweet and things like that. Quickly before we start, people tweeting in, are you guys entering the spring friendly video game tournament later in the month? I've signed up. It's from Gemma Bright. I will indeed. It's just, I don't know what black and white Pokemon I'm going to be taking, to be honest, because you can take legendaries. It's a tough one for me to decide. How many do I have? I know I've got my Volcarona. I know I've got a level. I do have my Superior as well, which I EV trained. I do have a level 80 fully EV trained Mienshao, which I could take. I don't think a lot of people will be taking Mienshao, but it's just a case of, I'm sure I'll figure.
They might do now. Now you've told everyone.
But I'm sure I'll figure out some Pokemon to take. But what we're being able to take legendaries, the world is everyone's oysters, but you can't breed legendaries, so you've got to go and catch them again, which can be quite awkward. We've also had Antisocial Gamer Radio. E3 is in a few weeks. Are you going to do some Pokemon predictions? Looking forward to seeing you guys at the VGCs. Every time I do Pokemon predictions, I muck them up horrendously. So no, I'm not going to do Pokemon predictions. But Nate probably will. So what's Nate? What's Nate thinking? Then again, I've just asked that, and he's tweeted in, would you take Darkrai? Is that Unova? No, Nate, Darkrai's not Unova.
You'd think that Nate would know this.
So then again, he's not asking Pokemon predictions. Yeah, it would be really cool to see you at the VGCs. Because we were talking about this the other day, me and Nate. We're going to go to the VGCs and the video game tournaments in Birmingham.
Yep.
And quite a few of our Twitter followers have said, oh, we'll be going, I'll see you there. And I was thinking, people will know who me and Nate are because you can see us on the webcams. But we only know you as Twitter pictures and, of course, hilarious Twitter comments. So when you come up to me and you're like, hi, I'm here, I'll be like, oh, that's cool. See, I think it'll be a nice revealing fact for me. I'll be able to meet you guys in person. And that's what I'm more looking forward to than taking part in the actual tournament. So there we go. That's cool.
Yeah, make sure you get down to that, as it is free to enter, isn't it?
Luke and Gengar's texting saying, hoping to get in with the normal types instead. Nate with the Miltank.
Lopunny might get angry.
Because he's taken on the Johto gyms, Whitney's Miltank. Maybe that's who Nate's going for. Anyway, fan art, let's go. First piece of fan art, show that image. And this was sent in from gym leader Ryan. That's
nice.
cool.
That's very cool.
Pokemon Lego. Why hasn't Lego made a Pokemon game? They've done Lego Harry Potter, Lego Lord of the Rings, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Batman. Where's Pokemon, Lego Pokemon?
Yeah, I agree with that. They should
I'm throwing that
more.
out there. What do you reckon? I'm not going to start another hashtag remake Pokemon Lego Yellow. Remake Pokemon Yellow Lego. No, stop it. On that note, remember guys, hashtag remake Pokemon Yellow.
Tweet that.
All on Twitter. All on Twitter. Get involved with the coming storm that is remake Pokemon Yellow. So there we go, cool. I like Brock. Brock is my favourite.
Yeah, Brock, I like his haircut.
I'm not quite sure what's going on with Pikachu, but
There's something going on the top of Pikachu there. I don't know. Is that some kind of... Is that his ears?
well, I'm sure it's supposed to be.
Pikachu got a tail as well.
Yeah. Cool tail.
Yeah.
Lego Pokemon, that's what I'm saying. Right, next piece of fan art. This is sent in by Josh Locke. And, well, I'll show you. I don't need to describe it.
Sorry, but we just had Nate's just tweeting saying, I keep seeing hashtag Nate facts, just saying Nate loves Lopunny. What is going on?
Hashtag Nate Facts. It's new cool.
Nate
But look
Facts.
at that.
That is so cool.
That's a cool card, but more importantly, what is going on with Pikachu there? Why does it look so shocked?
It does. Something here, they both look shocked. They're definitely both looking at something that is shocking them.
It's like that. Do you reckon they weren't still? This is a shot of about to happen, and that Pikachu car is about to run that Pikachu over.
Maybe.
That's what I think that looks like. Crazy. But that's a massive Pikachu. Imagine if that was your job, to dress as Pikachu and stand by a Pikachu car for a day.
I'd do that. No problem.
That'd be the best thing. Anyway, that was sent in by Josh Rock, thank you. Next piece, Ken Man 600. Ken Man 600, amazing. Sent in this image of another vehicle.
That is so
I've
cool.
seen that before, but they're so cool, isn't it? That you want to travel like that. Maybe that's where the plane Nate's getting on for his 2-week getaway.
It has got a load of hearts on the front, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello.
There's lots of cool Pokemon on there.
Pikachu missing, they're saying Pikachu car and Pikachu next week's captions. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Next piece of fan art. This comes from Lucy Freeman. So, that's cool.
That is so cool.
If you are listener only, I do apologise, but it looks like you've got a tiny little Tynamo being about to be eaten by a Goldeen, which is about to be eaten by what looks like a Basculin. I'm not 100% certain. Then about to be eaten by a Carvana, which is then about to be eaten by a Sharpedo, which is then about to be eaten by a Koga, which is then about to be devoured by hashtag I see the whale lord, which Missigno's already on.
And there seems to be a little tiny frillish.
Two frillishes.
Two frillishes just like hanging around.
That's really cool though. I like that. What I especially like about it is the fact that Whale Lord is winning.
Well, there's always winning. Nate's saying that he says there is no getaway, only tough battles. We'll see about that.
As you can see, Rick, the dolphin is about to be eaten by the whale. I will slap you. Just because you're ill doesn't mean I won't slap you, Nate. And I have a radio station in which I can spout this, so if you say anything more about that, then I'm just going to keep saying about how much you love Lopunny. It's not a dolphin, it's a whale. Look at it, it's not a dolphin, is it? It's a killer whale. Nate. I do enjoy having a radio station at which I can insult Nate with when he's at home ill. It's the best thing. Next image. This was sent in by Anton Guy. Oh, that's cool.
That's very cool.
That's Arceus looking pretty darn cool there. Now, Arceus looks pretty black there, whereas, as we all know, Arceus is white. So maybe that's Arceus holding a dark plate, thus making him black. That's my... that's my predictions for what that fan art is. Antisocial Gamer Radio tweeted in saying, I have my own show too. I can spew some Nate hate.
It's not really Nate hate. It's
hashtag Nate hate. No, it's not Nate.
It's Nate facts. It's just we're just telling the truth.
Nate facts.
Nate facts.
Please do. Antisocial Gamer Radio, and check them out as well, because they're going to be spewing some Nate hate. So, right, and final piece for now. We have an image again sent in by gym leader Ryan, but I can't remember.
I'm sorry, Rick, apparently that Arceus is in Destroyer form.
Destroyer form?
Yeah, of course, Snake.
And this was sent in by gym leader Ryan again, but it was the artist. I can't remember the name. I'm sure he'll tweet me when he sees it. Actually, I think it's signed on the piece. But if you can show this up, this is entitled Viridian Forest. And I thought that was quite nice. It's really cool.
That's really cool.
Genuine art there. Let's have a look. What's the name?
Twarder.
Twarder, or something like that. But that's really cool. So I like it. 2 Pikachu.
It's the kind of thing you can imagine being framed and put up somewhere around the building.
Yes.
You should get that done.
2 Pikachus, when they meet each other, apparently they interlock tails. Just a piece of Pokemon knowledge there that I thought I'd slam down for you.
Like Nate and Lopunny.
Like Nate and Lopunny. Interlock tails. There we go. So that is our fan section for the week. Those are all our fan pieces. It's time for us to decide our favourite piece of fan art. What do you think?
Well, I have a definite, clear favourite.
Yeah.
Anything with Whale Lord is my favourite. So
interesting, Tom.
Yeah, I think I'd go say.
Emma, any particular favourite? You love them all, don't you? What Tom said. You know what? I'm going to have to agree with you.
It's just got so many Pokemon in it.
Pokemon food chain, always good. So there we go. That's our winner of this week's fan art competition, and that was Lucy Freeman. So we will tweet you, or you could tweet us where we can send the cards. That would be great. So that was our first competition, our fan art competition. Now time for winners of last week's competitions. How do we feel? What should we go for? Who's that Pokemon or caption first?
Let's go for caption first.
Last week's caption, if we could get that up on the screen shortly, I will read out some of the captions that we had, some of my favourite, and then I will decide which one the winner is based on that. So if we can have it up, last week's caption. There it is, Haunter and Gengar having difficulties.
It looks weird that that Gengar's sitting down there. I'm not really used to seeing Gengar actually sitting down.
Yeah, it is weird as well, because also it doesn't really look like he's sitting on anything. So maybe he's just
leaning on a wall.
Levitating, but in the sitting position. That's cool. So thank you for everybody who got in contact with us, took part in this competition. we'll read out some of my favourite captions now. We had Pika Talk saying, Gengar to Haunter. I remember my first beer. There we go. Scientist Chris. Is this crazy enough, Commander Gengar? I like that, Commander Gengar.
Nice.
I would definitely... I'd definitely do whatever Commander Gengar told me to. We've got Sunil. Haunter used lick. Gengar used like. It's good. Zach Shepherd. Haunter's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Are you? Alyssa Cross. And I was all like, boo, yeah man, there we go. We've got a few more. Thank you to Squirtle, but I'm not going to read. I won't read that out. What is it? Beazle Boomon. I probably shouldn't read this out, but I'm going to. That girl's boobs look like this. They're all eye-poppingly big. There you go. So we're about to find out who won. This week, the winner was, which came in... Hang on, wherever I put it. Which came in from Twitter by @Sharon16F. Sharon's face. A Wild Entei and Raikou appeared. Haunter used Mean Look. Wild Entei and Raikou fled. It wasn't very effective.
Nice.
See, why I picked that is because Haunter's using a Mean Look. Mean Look is the move that you'd use to stop wild Pokemon from fleeing. Entei and Raikou flee as soon as they see you.
That's some
pure
Pokemon knowledge right there.
Pokemon knowledge. And because there's Haunter and Gengar, I'm assuming it was a double battle. That's why there was both Entei and Raikou.
Oh, that is some well thought out caption right there.
Right there. There's a lot of effort gone into that caption. So thank you very much, everybody who took part. We still have a lot of them. Zachary Gasparari. Oh God, the smell.
I think you've got more there.
I've got loads more, but. We're doing that running out of time thing and things like that. Now let's move on to our next competition, our final competition, which is who. Oh yeah, we don't have the image for last week's Who's That Pokemon, but I'm sure you remember. Everybody knows it was Victini.
Yeah,
a lot of people got that. We had a load of entrants, so. Let's find out. The Pikachu hat. Live drawing from the Pikachu hat. Now, I'm going to ask you, James, to dip your hand.
Oh, it's going to be me, is it?
And we've got another entrance to the caption that's just gone. That Haunter's been drinking too much Red Taurus. I like it. Well done, Antisocial Gamer Radio.
Okay.
Go on, pick out a name.
Let's see who this is.
May your hand be true.
I'll let you read it.
Demetrius Mercado.
Congratulations.
Let me hold that up to the camera so everyone can see.
Down. There you go. That's good. Congratulations, you just won yourself a booster pack and the card of Victini. Ooh. That's what you get for the Who's That Pokemon. Not only do you get the booster pack, you also get the card.
And again, for @Sharon16F, I think it was, you've won a booster pack for your caption contest. Well done.
And Lucy Freeman for winning the fan art.
Lots
section.
of competitions coming your way. Booster packs and all. So thank you very much. There we go. Is the news still in, James?
The news is still in.
Still in.
So we've actually finished the show early for once.
Kind of early, yeah.
Kind of early. We've got about 5 minutes left.
5 minutes of which just...
when you think last week we ran over by about 20 minutes.
Yeah. And this week, with no Nate, we're on time. We're on time. But that's not important. I'm not saying that me and you are better at this. No, I'm kidding. Well, we don't high-five that well, do we, clearly?
I did. I wondered what you were doing then. You just put your hand up for fun.
Yeah, maybe I was. So, again, all the competitions are on our Facebook, and we've put them on Twitter, so keep entering them. The ways that you can do that are tweeting at StudyVoxFM or at Pokemania FM. You can email us, radio@studyvox.com. You can text in 60999, start your text with StudyVox, then your message. You can go over to... obviously Facebook, www.facebook.com/PokemaniaFM, or you can go to our website, www.PokemaniaFM.com.
And make sure if you get to the website, you put your friend code up and your TCG Online battle name and play us, and also everyone else using the community on the forum. Everyone's always up for battling. So we've had a question here from Luke and Gengar saying, do you know what times we have to go to the VGC to register for the over 16s?
I have absolutely no idea what times, but I can find that out and retweet you. Also, I forgot to say earlier, I had some tweets in about the competitions. Question number 2 was how many cards Kensuke Mori did, illustrated, and that was 764. That's a lot of cards anyway for him to do. And somebody was saying about, Ryan Maloney was saying about the fish Pokemon that's weak to water, and saying Whiscash because it's ground and water. It is, but Whiscash is only regularly affected by water.
Oh, right, okay.
Not weak to it. But however, looking at Whiscash, the only thing it's weak to is grass, and that's ×4.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, is it? Considering. And then, what with it being, everyone would like, Whiscash is a water Pokemon, I'll use electricity. Noobs. No, don't do that, because it's ground, so it won't be effective. Anyway, so the news is still in.
The news is still in, so...
It's time for us to sign out.
No, not that news. Still only the jingle.
Oh, right.
We never have
news. Time.
We've still got, like,
I'm confused
3 minutes
when
left.
The show is ending, to be honest.
We've still got about 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
2 minutes and 50 seconds of awkward Pokemon filler.
I was just going to say that we've been getting a few tweets in for this week's caption of...
Muck and Jesse.
Of Muck and Jesse, and they've actually been written on the picture and sent in. That's pretty cool.
I like that. When people do that, it's very good.
It's easier.
Miss Singno's put that picture of I See the Whale up again. I love it.
I mean, last week when we finished the filler for Nate, all we did was dance.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, which is Tom Harris is pretty much doing. So we might just dance behind. We
could always finish with a song from our inside.
No, we can talk about Pokemon for a long time.
Okay.
Long time. For a long time. Next week's show. What do we all think we should put in next week's show?
Yeah, let us know. Tweet us in. We're going to obviously have all the latest news for next week. I'm going to play some more Conquest this week as well.
I'm going to retweet what that caption because it's very funny.
Nate's tweeted in saying, Rick, any suggestions for a good strong team for an early gaming goal?
Oh, interesting. Feraligatr is always serious. He looks awesome and he's a cool Pokemon. You can get yourself a Geodude very early. I can't remember, on like Route 2 as well as a Rattata and things like that. Centrets and Hoot's not good. You can get yourself a really early Mareep after the first after the first gym. So go out and you can find yourself a Mareep around there. Good electric Pokemon, very good for taking out the first gym, which is Faulkner. I believe he's flying gym. So Mareep's good. There's quite a few Pokemon about there. I usually went with... I got myself a Geodude because the rock would be handy against Faulkner as well. It depends. I always gear my team towards endgame, really, and deal with whatever comes my way best I can.
We've had a tweet in here from at Hammer_UK. Ellis Warren. Next week, put in loads of explosions and pictures of seductive whale lords. Sounds...
Explosions?
Explosions.
So we need a lot of electrodes in the studio.
Yeah, and pictures of seductive whale lords. Well...
Game on, I'm going to have to do myself a picture of a seductive whale lord.
Tom, you're good at drawing Pokemon.
Do us a seductive, and Tom will hopefully draw more hilarious Pokemon. And on that absolute exploding bombshell...
We're now finishing.
It's now time to finish. Stay tuned for the Vox Rock Show with Nate Craddock, who probably won't be here. Gotta catch them all, guys.